Hey, brothers. First of all, let me say Merry Christmas. I hope you are all doing great as we're getting ready to prepare to celebrate the birth of our Savior. Next, though, I have to say I was completely blown away by every single one of you who gave me cards. I've got lists, stacks of cards right now from this group just showing their appreciation. First of all, let me say you're not supposed to make me cry, but second, I was just impressed that you all got cards, whether they were at home or you went and bought them, but the fact that you guys went above and beyond means more to me than you know. Really appreciated the encouragement. It came at a very crucial time, so thank you guys for being you, and I don't know, just that really meant a lot, so thank you, thank you. A quick review from what we talked about during our last meeting. We came together, went through our recap questions, then we talked about a leadership devotion. We had a leadership devotion on John 13, 12 through 17. It's where Jesus washes the disciples' feet. And we were reminded that the ultimate act of love is not simply just loving other people, but Jesus said, now that I have done this for you, you need to love others. You need to wash other people's feet. Where we understood and we discussed love, when we express love, it is for the purpose that eventually that other person will express love to other people. So it continues to grow. It doesn't just end with one individual. So we talked about that in our leadership devotion. Next, we took a quick pause to just see if there was any feedback from our experience that we've been having so far. Two things came up that I suggested. One was potentially starting a YouTube channel. Instead of simply sending text about my discipleship journey, start a channel. Then you can go onto the channel, see the content. I can share a little bit more like this in a video instead of simply in a text message. That was one suggestion. And the other suggestion was potentially extending our time a little bit earlier. That would give us the opportunity to have more discussion time with our groups in connection with our actual units as a whole. We didn't make any decisions. We're going to be discussing it at our next meeting. I believe it's on the 29th is the next Sunday that we're going to be meeting. We talked about those two elements. We'll talk about them again in our next meeting. If you have any questions, let me know. But again, extending our time earlier so you can have more time with your units. And then second, potentially starting a YouTube channel where I'm sharing my journey instead of just a text message. Next, we went through the commitment. Then we got into our topic, which was the second installment of our routine. We talked about what a priority is. Then we had people discuss what their top 10 priorities were. Then we looked at, do our priorities align with our routine and what needs to stay the same in our routine and what needs to change. If you missed it, I'm going to give you a quick summary of what we talked about regarding the whiteboard. I've got some stuff here that you can already see. Broken into 4 quadrants, that as we're looking at our priorities in our calendar, many times we want to do big change, which brings big impact. Hope you can see that. Big change, big impact. Or we can have big change with small impact. We don't have time for this. The other one was to have small change that really has a small impact. That's not what we're looking for either. What we are looking for is something that will be a small change in your schedule or your routine that will make a big impact in aligning your priorities with your schedule. An example I gave was putting down my phone, not looking at my phone right away when I get up in the morning, where it's a small change, but it made a big impact on my day. Someone else mentioned repurposing part of their day as well. I think it's something about not looking at screens so much. Great example, small change, big impact. As you look at your priorities, as you look at your routine, look for those things that you can do that are going to make a big impact, but they're maybe just going to be a small change right now. At the end of that discussion, we prepared for what we're going to be discussing next week. I'm really excited about next week. We're looking at relationships, the first installment of our relationships component. In the homework, here's what you need to be doing. First, you need to create a list of your top 5 to 10 relationships. You can't do groups of people. You need to do individual people. Write out their names, 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. Then you personally have to rank each relationship. Here's the scale between 1 and 10. 1, the relationship is declining. 5, it's maintaining. And 10, it is growing in a healthy way. Oh, there you go. You even got a thumbs up. It's growing in a healthy way. After you rank each relationship, here's the next step. Then you have to go to the person that you put on your list or contact them and ask them to rank your relationship with them. And then after they give their ranking, ask them why. Get some feedback from the experience. Once you're done, you need to answer the question, what surprised you about this experience and what encouraged you about this experience? So one more time, here's what you're doing. Create a list of 5 to 10, your top 5 to 10 relationships. You rank them between 1 and 10. 1, declining, 5, maintaining, or 10, growing. Let's get that thumb again. Hopefully it works. No, don't. Oh, there it goes. It showed up. And then you're going to ask specific people to rank. Then you're going to go to those people and ask them to rank your relationship and get some feedback in the process. Ask them why they gave you that ranking in your relationship. And then finally, what surprised you about the exercise? What encouraged you about the exercise? As we move into the next element of the 4R model, which is relationships, this is going to be a big one. I think we're all going to be able to grow a lot in this area. Then we finished with our activation. What's one aspect of my routine that I need to change to better align my priorities? We put it out there. Guys discussed it. Discussed it together, and then we finished up. Well, guys, that's it. I pray that you have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for walking with me and walking with each other as we continue to follow Jesus and lead others well. We'll see you soon. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed Christmas.